There are a couple of loose threads that connect Idaho to America's Civil War. President Lincoln made us a territory in the middle of it. There are a few places that carry some Southern charm in their name, like Dixie, Atlanta, Leesburg, named after Robert E. Lee, the general which led the Confederacy in some of the wars, the bloodiest battles in the war, but not necessarily a name or image you'd want associated with, I don't know, say a church. But it was for a while at the Cathedral of the Rockies. A fact that became public when one of their stained glass windows made it to social media in the middle of some social and racial reckoning for our country. So the church took it down in 2020. Joe Paris takes us back to the summer of 2020 in today's 208 Redial.
Well, today we began part of our journey of repentance.
Since the 1960s, this stained glass image of Robert E. Lee has hung high in Boise's Cathedral of the Rockies. The church says it was originally installed because of the strong Southern influence in Boise. Decades later, though, a repentance banner now hangs over it.
In the last few years, we have been changing the way we think about race. What is our responsibility? What are we doing to make a better world?
Reverend Dwayne Anders is lead pastor at Cathedral of the Rockies. He admits taking down the offensive image is overdue.
An action like this for some will always be too quick, and for others will always be too late. We would confess we are too late to the conversation.
That conversation has been ongoing for years. Reverend Jenny W. Hurst served as associate pastor at Cathedral of the Rockies until 2018. She first noticed the image of Lee while preparing a sermon.
Got some semblance of a reason. It was about reconciliation. And at the time, I was like, okay, that's weird, but all right. So
Reverend Hurst gave her sermon and moved on.
that was a miss. I missed that moment to really dive in and understand what those images mean. But that's part of my journey. That's part of my self-awareness.
But she would get another chance. A 2017 email about the offensive nature of the image inspired her to address the issue again.
This seemed to me and to others at the time like low-hanging fruit. Like this is one thing that we can do.
In 2018, Reverend Hurst moved on to a new opportunity. After she left, her 10 months of looking into the issue and trying to make changes quickly faded. That fact is still concerning for community partners that Reverend Hurst was working on the issue with.
When you had somebody advocating profusely to do something about it back then, and then now you see it fit to do so in the midst of all these other acts of, hey, we have to do something, I have trouble taking that as a genuine expression of support.
Philip Thompson is director of the Idaho Black History Museum. He says covering an image of a Confederate leader is a good step, but there needs to be action that follows.
I'll take it with a grain of salt, but it doesn't really change much of anything. I mean, how long had it been there?
Thompson wants to be clear. He's not vilifying the action, but context is important.
Yes, it's good that they're doing so, but I'm not going to give you an attaboy nor hold you in high acclaim for doing so.
It's pretty awesome. I mean, it's not the end of the journey for churches, that is for sure. This is like the beginning. Like now we roll our sleeves up.
And the community has pushed us and said, you often speak for Black Lives Matters. You often speak that all means all, but your building right now does not match your witness.
So if in fact you're really going to be in this fight, I want to see you in this fight 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 2 years from now, when we're still having these conversations focused on rectifying not just how we feel.
Well, here we are 2-3 years from then. So what happened to that window? Well, you might be surprised to learn Idaho's Black History Museum and Philip Thompson there, they wanted it. And they've recently hung it on the west wall. It's been on display there for about a month. As to why Philip Thompson, the director of the museum, wanted that stained glass on display, here's how he explained it.
You can't at the same time talk about the legacy of slavery and systematic oppression and white supremacy if you're going to simultaneously get rid of all remnants of it ever being a thing that was practiced in America. That detracts from your entire argument. I'm not saying we are operating under the auspices of white supremacy and everything's founded upon that, but you can't at the same time say you haven't gotten to where you've gotten to because of white supremacy, but then want to remove all artifacts that correspond with that ideology. So it's a bit of a disconnect intellectually, but at the same time, I mean, we don't need to worship it, run from it, or be scared of it. It's a part of history. I mean, history is not scary. It's just, it is what has transpired. So address it and deal with it.
Yeah, remove it, just don't get rid of it. Talk about it. You can go and see the stained glass window and talk about it and many other pieces of black history needing to be dealt with at the museum in Julia Davis Park.